Achso. Ja, ja, die ganzen Gegenstände. Eine Pizza? Ich habe eine Pizza gefunden. Die legendäre Pizza. Was ist das? 307. Konstitution, Stärke, 2 nicht Vergeltung. What? The fuck? Was haben wir hier? Das sieht besser aus, ne? Aber er geht drauf bei, das ist natürlich wieder blöd, ne? Finde ich nicht so gut. Intelligenz, ui. Das wird ausgetauscht, danke. Tauschen Ausdauer, ja, ist ja seins, ne? 24, was hat er denn hier für ein 70? Eieiei. 86, die brauchen unbedingt was. Ja, das ist hier sogar schon besser. Das kann weg. Dunkler Regenbogen weg. Weg. Milchkanne weg. Weg. Nicht identifiziert. Intelligenz. Ist der da? Auch nicht so toll. Da kriegt er die. Jo, so, alles aus. Jetzt ist nur noch hier.
How fares the hunt, my friend?
He smiles brightly and pulls you in for a short, if warm, embrace.
You've done me proud, Godwoken. Prouder than you could ever realize. I know how twisted the paths can get. How much more alluring the sunny glade than the rock-strewn hollows. But you know it's the darkest roads that lead to light. It will be my honor to teach you. The nature of my lesson, though, might be somewhat different from what you expect. I can deepen your bond with the source.
Es geht eh nicht mehr.
But you must realize that this bond comes at a cost. All life, after all, sustains itself by consumption. Like the grass feeds the herd, and the herd feeds the hunter. So you must feed, for instance, on these.
He waves a hand to the cage in demonstration.
The very same. For the sum of source that flows through their festering
Gut, dass ich
flesh
das auch nicht
is
mehr machen
more
muss.
than enough to expand the sum that is yours. Through demise, a chance of divinity.
His countenance becomes stern and reproachful.
Come now. All we will undo is demons. I'm not asking you to yank the hearts from newborn chests. You are wise decision.
Ja, dann
now.
mach das halt.
Jahan's incantations befog your mind. All of you, then, all you hear, then all that is screaming. From the cage to you, their blood in your ears, screaming. Silence.
That is all. Their sons have set to serve a greater dawn. The world awaits your
Dürfte
true
mich ja nicht getoucht
awakening.
haben, ne?
You are very powerful already. A master of the source. But I did not let
Oh,
this
yeah.
burst of power go to waste. It lies condensed on parchment for you to read and learn.
He hands you a book, hot to the touch, a sparkle with source.
My pleasure. And now that the lesson has ended,
Unser Bündnis zu
there is
vertiefen.
one more matter I would like to discuss. For you a chance. You see, the demon that you killed, the advocate, he had a master.
Mich.
You might say the advocate compared to his master, like the pussycat compares to the tiger. It is the tiger I am truly hunting. Now don't you worry. I have no intention of sending you after this archdemon. There are few enough God-woken as it stands for me to force them into any real danger. The one thing I would like you to do for me, though, is to return through the mist to the Isle of Blood and uncover there his name.
Jahan looks at you utterly flabbergasted, but soon an air of serenity descends upon him, that of a chess player overlooking the board.
Adramalik. You have to admire his cunning. To think that in his guise of Deva, he and I shared the finest wines in the realm. Stories of the women we have loved. Thank you, Godwoken. You have done me an unparalleled service, and you've quite humbled me at the same time. You must go your path, I mine, so that I may confront the archdemon in his lair, in the great city of Arx. Please accept this token of gratitude, and fare thee well.
Und da gibt's noch was oben drauf. Stärke 3. Pyrokinet. Intelligenz. Ja, Pyrokinet. Ah, das ist Finesse. Winterexplosion. Die konnte ich doch schon. Was hat sie hier? Kann auch sehr gut. Blitzangriff. Ja, damit. Arx, komme ich da noch hin? Vielleicht. Es ist ja so viel noch offen. Aber manches auch erst für die Zukunft. So, ab zum Platz will ich. Nein, nicht zum Platz, noch nicht. Hier ist noch ein... das da. Muss das Schwert noch abgeben. Selber schmieden kann ich ja irgendwie... Wieso way? Stehe ich im falschen Tor? Was ist hier? Ja gut, dann ist er vielleicht wieder auf dem Schiff. Platz reisen. Hallo Leute.
Back again, eh? Looking for anything in particular?
Handeln. Ah ja, guck mal, der hat jetzt auch richtig Money. Ja, noch was richtig Gutes. Vielleicht noch ein Feuerstab. alles meine Sachen, ne?
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
As you will.
Da, der hat die Waffen.
Buying or selling?
Handeln!
Good luck to you.
Allerdings nicht so gut hier. Großer Stab, das ist doch schon... Oh, 9000.
Well, got this morning. It's sweat. Can't get that thing. Made it back, safe and sound. That's all you gotta think about, right?
Boah,
Easier said than done, Ada.
den nehme ich mit. So, wechseln wir.
You eating any of your own fish?
Den ist billiger, billiger.
You kidding? I don't eat what I sell. I usually buy from Ovis over there.
Ovis? How can you afford his stuff?
I got me a sweet deal. And that's all you need to know.
Oh, neue Gift hat man nicht hier, ne? Noch den einen, der ist ja eh nix.
There's no safe.
Ach, da. 1100.
Well, keep steady. People still need potions. I'll be by soon enough.
Göttlich. Ja, kauft jemand das Gift auch noch? Wo war das? Da. Gold hinzufügen. Gucken wir mal, was er trägt. Krass, ey. Ist noch was Gelbes?
Business today.
Meine Sachen, glaube ich.
Can't
Das ist so krass.
There's no safety.
Ja, die nehme ich mit. Standführung.
Keep steady. People still need potions.
Finesse. Oh.
Well, got this morning. It's sweat. Can't get that thing. Made it back.
320.
Safe and sound. That's all you gotta
Ja, hier kommen die zwei Sachen noch.
easier said than done.
Zack, zack. Annehmen, schnell weg hier. Kaufrausch. Inventar. Einmal. Ein kleiner
How you holding up?
Not in any
Feuerstab.
mood to talk about it.
Ein Dolch. Ein Giftschaden ist für ihn selber. Noch ein zweiter Dolch.
Much business today.
Eine Finesse und Ultrahosen.
There's no safety.
Göttliche Hosen für einen Gott erwecken.
Well, keep steady.
Ja, hier, du redest ihn an.
Buying or selling?
Handeln
Capital.
weiter.
Good luck to you.
Alle Waren für Gold annehmen. Tschüss.
You eating any of your own fish?
So, ab zum Schiff und ablegen.
You kidding? I don't eat what I sell. I
So. Aha, da ist er. Guck an.
Second time's a charm? Or have I asked too much of you?
Try as he might, Tarquin cannot hide a small flash of surprise.
Where did you hear that precisely? Never mind. The Aeteran is a children's fable, nothing more. Supposedly a wand with an infinite capacity for source. Pure nonsense, I assure you. Really? Well, perhaps that says more about the caliber of their intellect than anything else. Such a device would be a gross overconcentration of power. It could purge the entire world of all source. Luckily, The laws of the universe render such a thing impossible.
The blade quivers as Tarquin nears it, and hums a response. An unfallen reveil. Amadio Lucio de Anne Drita Dumores.
Oh, very good. Very, very, very good. This, my friend, is the key. Give me some time, and every deity in existence will tremble at the sight of you.
He holds out his hand, expectantly.
Lovely. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must work.
Tarquin turns away, but continues to mutter excitedly, almost religiously about
Vielleicht kann
anathema.
ich ja... Vielleicht kriege ich das von ihm dann irgendwann. Hä? Oh Gott, was ist das denn? Stufe 12. Danke für wenig bis nichts. So, was ist hier? Garrett. Ha? Der auf dem Schiff.
Keep distant. My own demons haunt me too closely. I cannot also bear the burden of yours. Keep distant. My...
Da kann ich jetzt nicht mal mit dem reden, weil... Ah, sie ist schon da. Weil ich die Dämonen-Dings da hatte, oder was?
Aren't you supposed to be off learning how to become the divine and whatnot?
Her eyes flash with something. Anger, perhaps, or fear.
But never mind. We'd better focus on the task at hand.
She looks straight ahead, ignoring you.
Well, aren't you industrious? It seems all the riffraff's back aboard as well. But what about your companions? It seems to me that perhaps there's still more to be done. I hate to labor the point, but this is your last chance to tie off any loose ends.
Nochmal probieren, den Troll anzugreifen. Ach, egal.
Then attend to it.
Ach, fuck.
So,
Hä?
ready to set sail when you are, Your Holiness.
Ab geht's. Setzt die Segel.
Fantastic. Now, on to the interesting part.
After many adventures, the party finally reached the place where Godwo can go to become divine. But more surprises and difficult choices awaited.
Here we are, the Nameless Isle. And here I thought Malady was unimaginative. Still, it's what's on the inside that counts, isn't that right? And this is the place you're meant to become a god. I can't help but wonder exactly what you intend to do with such a power. I have no doubt about that, but do remember, you can do what's good for you, too. All things in balance, you know. You'll want to hurry now. Divinity is waiting, after all. Regardless of who's on the island, all that matters is who ascends. Make sure that's you. The strongest will survive and ascend.
Wahnsinn, was haben wir hier? Sibylle.
Sibyl slides her hand in yours. makes your heart skip a beat with her particularly coquettish smile.
I've something I need to tell you. You earned it just by being you. You see, the thing is...
She scrapes her throat, hesitates, almost as if she's a bit nervous. There's a first.
I'm afraid you're going to accuse me of killing the mood, but... I need to talk to you about the Master. It is about you, more so than anything else. My dear, sweet boy, I've grown to trust you, more than I've trusted anyone since I've had names on my skin.
Und du die Haut gegangen bist.
Wasn't easy, I know. Come, sit down with me for a moment.
You both sit down, cross-legged, knees to knees, hand in hand. Suddenly, a melody. Sabine sings a song, haunting in its simplicity. She uses no words, sounds rather. It's beautiful, yet somehow menacing.
This is my Scar song. It's all the Master needs to make me his slave once more, unless your voice opposes his. I will soon confront him, with you by my side. My life and my liberty I place in these soft, strong hands of yours. Will you sing? Good answer.
Her cat's eyes close as she leans in for a kiss.
Yes, die dritte.
You kiss. Sweet and wonderful. You wish it could last forever.
My word.
You both get up and smile to one another warmly. When you hear a sound in the distance and turn to look, Sabine pats you affectionately on the bottom.
Adventure calls, but I say we do this again sometime.
Okay.
Well, this place is welcoming, isn't it?
Ifan raises an eyebrow and folds his arms, looking every inch the man you'd hate to run into in a dark alley at night.
Of course I'm afraid of things. Heights, the dark, even spiders, truth be told. I just do things anyway. The fear doesn't go away, but my body is used to the rush by now. Keep going long enough and, well, the intensity is how you know you're alive.
Ei.
His eyes glitter as he stands tall to tell the story, hands waving expressively. You can see it's a story he's used to telling, one he enjoys weaving for an audience.
So, underneath the tavern in Driftwood, there's a place I feel right at home. A delightful little hive of scum and villainy. A few months back, I was relaxing down there after a job. Just a hint of Drudenay. You know, a hint. All of a sudden, a tiger prowls in. I jump up, but everyone else is just ignoring it. And then he picks up my scent. His eyes turn blue, and he leaps to pounce on me. A fury of claws and teeth. I flip the table and start scrambling for my crossbow. Nowhere to be found. And by now, the tiger's right on top of my eyeballs. So I do the only thing I can think of. I summon Afrit, my soul wolf. And now everybody reacts. Screaming, scrambling around, pelting for the stairs. Drinks flying everywhere. And that pesky tiger? Nowhere to be seen. Turns out it was Drudenay messing with me. Stronger stuff than I'm used to. Also turns out some people don't appreciate spectral wolves tearing up the place. So some people called magisters on me. Well, it's guarded by a grouchy-seeming dwarf named of Papa Thrash. But he's a real sweetheart once you get to know him. I love that password of his. Open minds and closed fists.
Ja, das kommt zu spät.
I'm from the deserts of Mezd originally. My parents died when I was very young, no more than a cub. They were spice merchants, killed by bandits as we were trading on the forest roads. The elves nearby saved me afterwards. They found me hiding in a wagon and they took me in.
Ifan bites his lip, hard enough to draw blood.
They were my home until I was old enough to join the Order. Mother Melody always said I'd have a hard life. She saw it as fact, since I was born under the waxing moon.
Ja, bin ich auch.
He bursts out laughing, slapping his thighs.
We're two doomed peas in a pod, eh? I've been striving my whole life to prove mine wrong. To, zero success. So far. For sure. Always carry a snack.
Ifan reaches into his tunic pocket and pulls out a strip of dried raw meat. He takes a tiny bite and offers the rest to you.
Now, what else do I have to share?
Ifan rummages around the roll-down tops of his boots and grins in victory as he plucks a single mushroom from the folds.
Aha.
He hands you the mushroom with great ceremony, bowing as he holds it aloft.
Oh, I wouldn't. This one's not for eating. But I'll tell you, it comes in handy if you're dining with someone who really needs to lose their life. And soon.
Ifan smiles and looks around before reaching high into his sleeve and pulling out a tiny herbal wrap. The unmistakable scent of Drudene hits you as he holds it out to you.
Drudene.
The last weapon in the lone wolf arsenal. You know, for after the toughest jobs.
He winks and tips his fingers to his temples before loping off.
So.
Well, this all looks familiar.
You don't look very...
Yeah. Ihm?
Gareth greets you warmly. He's oddly chipper. More chipper than you've ever seen him, and certainly more chipper than most people mourning dead loved ones.
I should thank you. I don't know what came over me. Praise Lucy and I had you to put me on the right track. Not bad. Took some time to think. My parents led good lives. I'd rather celebrate them for the love they gave me than to wail over their loss. Besides, we have work to do. Once we anchor at the Nameless Isle, I'll scout ahead, see if I can help locate the council and ease the way. I'll report to you on what I find.
Gareth offers his farewell and hums to himself. You recognize the tune, Blessed and Bold, a hymn praising Lucian.
Okay, der ist wieder... Der ist wieder voll dabei. Hauptmann Thriller.
I've plenty of fighters for hire, experts in blades, bows, and bewitchment. Oh, I see you have a full
Oh, er hat
Hello. This island is something else.
sein Lebensenergie verloren.
I'll bet I can find many
Vielleicht aus dem
interesting
Ausguck gefallen.
ingredients here. And I think it's time to start repaying the favors. I could fetch some stuff you need, maybe. Ma always said I was a great runner.
Gott. Feder.
Sure thing. I'll start hunting that down right away. Don't wait up.
Ja, und der, ne? Da. Tarkin. Der komische.
Quite a journey I've found myself on with you. Is this where it ends, I wonder? Dangers indeed. You can almost hear the sounds of battle when the wind shifts correctly. And where there's battle, there's bound to be mercenaries. Glechu Duma, the words of the lone wolves. No doubt my former comrades will have them in their employ. Speak their words, and you might pass. Speak their words, and you might pass. Consider it a token of my thanks for the assistance in retrieving anathema. Pursuit of my interests has led me to fall in with some disreputable company in my time. For a short while, one such group was the Black Ring. I know, not something to be proud of, but they let me do as I wished, so desperate they were for aid after the death fog cut them down to size. A fine arrangement, until they started preaching about this God King and his infernal covenant.
He snorts derisively.
The last thing this world needs is another would-be god, and an army of fools willing to follow him. It's a sop to all the fools who think that someone will grant them power and immortality in return for loyalty. This God King has caused to make war with the Seven, and the Covenant is how he's gathered his army. They become sworn, as it was put to me. Bound to serve, die, and be reborn for the God King for as long as he wishes. Then, at some ill-defined point in the future, they think they'll be rewarded. You should have seen them all, on their knees, worshipping a new tyrant just to spite 7 old ones. I got away from them while I still could. Unfortunately, Dallas was waiting to snatch me. There's a clue in the name. He's a god, or something that wants to be a god. Continue to march to the Seven's beat, and I'm sure you'll find out exactly what he is. They're all the same, you know. Tyrants, liars, carrion birds. The best thing would be for them all to destroy each other and leave the rest of us to live in peace. You know why. A time is coming when you're going to need me, and I won't be much use to you if I'm performing self-surgery, will I? Besides, it doesn't matter if you don't. Let it matter. Black Ring, Divine Order, all labels try to define who we are. As soon as a skin is of no more use to me, I shed it. You ought to try it sometime, Godwoken. My efforts continue. I must admit it's quite an intricate piece to work with, even for someone like myself. I remain confident of success, though.
Okay, mach mal.